This is your daily market recap for Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap for Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022. Hopefully you are surviving another Fed day. More panic at the disco, more volatility. But was there volatility? If you look at the VIX, question mark. A lot to talk about. Hopefully you are surviving. If you are thriving, keep your ego at bay. I know a lot of people who get very confident the more they win, and I'm telling you right now, beware of that symptom, beware of those symptoms, because again, every trade is probability based and changes with the market. Just because you're winning 9 times in a row does not make a guarantee that you will win 10. So I see a lot of people doing well. I see some people struggling. I mean, I'm struggling a little bit. Buying some things, trading some things that are working. Trading's obviously been better than holding. But here it is. We're going to get into it, what we expect. Starting off, Fed's Powell, window for soft landing has narrowed. This headline is going to drag across the internet for the day, the night, and I'm interested to see what they extend and add to this at some point. Because this is what's going to be very interesting, is what does the market, and when I say what does the market, what is the market going to attach to this? Like, what is the market literally going to attach to this? Because it's going to be pretty interesting. If you think about it from the perspective of just how the game is played, y'all know. Goal is to take the most amount of money for the most amount of people. Well, you open up a headline like this, now they can feel free to add and, or, plus, you know, you can, whatever, what do you call those, interrogatives? No, that's not it, whatever. Point being, you can add, again, I wasn't a literary major, so, anyway, hold on one second. Trying to get some figuring it out. I'll be there when I can. Don't wait. Sorry about that. A good friend of ours is offering to make me dinner, and pausing the video and restarting doesn't really seem likely. Anyway, backing on this. Window for soft landing is narrowed. Just be careful. We know the market's down. We know the market makers are playing games. We know we have an election next week. The next thing now you have to focus on is what? The things ahead. You got the jobs number on Friday. You got some important economic data tomorrow, and you have an election on Tuesday. The projections are for a red wave. Whether you agree with it or not, don't care. We're all about making money, and as of right now, the market cares about, will like a red wave. It will stop the current administration from probably being rather reckless with their energy policy, reckless with their transition policy, whatever you want to call it. We have some functional bottlenecks. We have some dysfunctional economic, I would say, conditions that need to be fixed, and both sides got to get to work and work together. That's all I'm going to say on that. Again, apologize for the pause. If you are newer to the channel and want to become a part of the Discord room, I always say, please hit me up on Twitter. I am continuing to purge people. Again, if you're not involved, you can watch from the sidelines. Not a big deal. And when I say watch from the sidelines, again, I'm posting on Twitter, as you can see, posting on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I will be doing live chats all the time. Again, I appreciate everybody. Love, support, donations. I know this isn't easy. Keep your head down, survive. We got to get through the worst part. Yeah, we all know. It's not, we know there's upside potential, but we also know this isn't the final bottom in the market. It's going to be a trader's market. Bitcoin, say it every day. It's just kind of waterlogged. I don't trust it at this point. You tried to break out, you come right back in, dead money. Oil, a trade we have been in since the 82-83 range. Congratulations, making higher highs. I don't really like it rallying on Iran news, because I don't think news of war is sustainable. Usually this kind of junk, when I say junk, these headlines, it's skirmishes. You know what I mean? There's nothing sustainable. So if you bought it and you're watching 76 as the resist support that we talked about, I still also think at some point it could go lower into the 60s, 68 area, potentially if and when the next leg of the recession like really kicks in and the market gets smoked down. Remember, GDP came at 3%. A lot of it was spending on Ukraine, but Either way, what do we said? The Feds. Take notes of this. I'm telling you, the Feds have to get boxed in by oil going higher. Seems logical. We are undersupplied. After the election, we know what? They'll probably start refilling the SPR, ideally, and or that'll put a put on the downside, which is going to be dangerous because the only way to really get oil down at a certain point is going to be what? Slow the economy. And again, or produce more. Nat gas. Said this and kind of, was watching the action, said, you know what, if you're in the, upper 5 range, I know this isn't easy, and nat gas never is, but making higher lows and building looks to me like it's going higher. I mean, 7.15. I mean, here, let me draw the next box for y'all, because I know some people at home are like, Dan, do some drawing. Give me that drawing action. I mean, I could see us getting right back up into here. So, anyway, hope that helps. Let's get into the charts again. Try to wrap it quick and make these a little faster. People are like, oh, you kind of drag these on. No, not meaning to, but okay. Said on the recap, said every day, all day. Don't be surprised the dollar's kind of wide and loose. I said it could also get up to the trend line, 20-day, and also get below the 50-day. Well, guess what? Fed Day did both. Now what? You might look at this as bullish, but I would look at this as it needs more information because you're touching the bottom of the range and the top of the range. Well, what do you mean by more information? It needs to break out. The bonds, we talked about this. Bonds are dead money. Don't anticipate bond yields to go lower. I also don't anticipate them to really go much higher. I think it's stuck in a range until the Feds decide whether they're going to continue tightening or the economy falls off a cliff. At this point, I don't think the bond market is where I want to hide and put money because I don't think there's much return. I think it's like a lemon that's been squeezed. There's not much left juice in it. The VIX. We talked about it today. The market starts crashing. What does the VIX do? I mean, crashing's all relative, whatever. Flipping around, tight action. Is this the indecision candle to start the next up move in the VIX and the market to pull back? Could be. Keep it on red alert. Now, again, this is why we have to talk about all the probabilities. People say, well, hey, you're very flippant and you change your mind. Yeah, because no crap. If you don't change your mind and you're wrong, that's called investing in losers. We gotta be. You just gotta be. Like this candle has to be a red alerted candle. And again, get over the 200-day, close over it. Now you got problems if you're a bear, the VIX, and if you're a bull in the market. SPY. Man, I apologize that I did not see it getting down this low. I personally thought we'd hold the 379, 380 area. Now we're above the 20-day, but here, let me expand this drawing because I think y'all can see where this close is also pretty important. Let me pull this across. You can see it's the top of this candle. It's kind of the bottom of this one. It's the top of this range here. It's the bottom of this one here. I mean, again, don't bring a ruler, but you can see we're in the zone. Auto zone. No, so now you got 370 to 375. I would watch that next. Now do we come crashing down? My natural sense is no. But let's go back and look at some of the other FOMC meetings just for, its and giggles. The days of the Fed meeting can be tricky because it's the next day after that can usually be very interesting. So September 20th, 21st, remember this. Here was the 22nd. Continued down, then popped. So not good if you're looking for bullish stuff. Let's look at the July meeting. It was July 26th and 27th. Where are we? Here's the 26th. Here was the 27th. Continued rallying on. Bullish. June 14th, then the 15th was the bottoming process. 14th, 15th, gap down, bottom, started to rally back. Interesting. Interessante, right? Potential inflection points or continuation. That's what we're noticing right now. Not absolute. May 3rd and 4th. Where are we at? Here you go. A little counter trend rally. Yeah, that one's tough because that was middle of the downtrend. Under the 20-day, clearly continuation later, but it did counter. March 15th and 16th. Where was that one? Wasn't it right here? Yeah, 14th, 15th, 16th. Started an up move. Under the 20-day, continued on after a dramatic down move. This is what's hard, right? If you go look at the SPY, in this current zone, you do the fibs, right? Let me redraw this. Remember we drew the fibs, y'all? Again, I apologize I didn't save. We got into the 50% fib around 290 or 390. I'm still expecting higher. I don't know how they're going to get there. I could be wrong. This could be a total dead cat bounce. But again, I don't know how to repeat this without saying I'm like this is superstitious, but it's not. If October is not a crash, then typically November is friendly, and then tax loss selling starts usually after OPEX. Maybe it'll start during the Thanksgiving. It really just depends. So based on that, what you're looking at now, if you're short and you're short from the highs, hey, congratulations. I would just be cognizant of the action and trade around a core. If you're not short anything, I think you're at a point where it's like, I think you can play the trading game. Play the trading game. If you get to 20-day, it's probably going to bounce. Also, don't be surprised if tomorrow we wake up and the futures are up. I don't know why, how, what. Maybe the plunge protection team is coming back out in front of the election. I don't know. I know this candle looks bearish, but we've seen this before where it turns right back around, chops around. We've seen this before. I mean, both ways. It's hard to be because you could say, oh, is this? Well, no, this wasn't a gap. This popped. This is what's so tricky about that long wick. Are we at an inflection point? Because is it something like this and then it turns back around to go back higher? A lot of cash on the sidelines. That's all I can really say. And it needs to be put to work. Remember, this is still the first 3 business days of the month. Third one being tomorrow. Just keep that in mind. That's why this is a tricky OPEX. It's multiple things at once. Qs. Gotta hold this area. Gotta hold. Again, laggards, if you've been shorting these, good for you. I mean, again, we've said short tech, be careful with commodities. IWM, not the prettiest candle. But also, too, is this like a shakeout before the rip higher? I mean, you see this kind of stuff. Either way, you get counter rallies, right? We'll see. At this point, in my opinion, I honestly didn't think we'd get past like a 179. And I apologize, Mike, if you're listening. I really thought you were going to be spot on here. If I blessed it, again, obviously you stops. No one here is omnipotent. If you tell me something, I will never hold you accountable for trying to help me out. Meaning, like, if you're like, hey, this is down 5 points, might be a buy. Yeah, I mean, I make my own decisions. I'm a grown-ass man, as most people are grown adults here. I would watch the 50-day next, right? 50 days now, support. 100-day, a little tricky here. Again, the VIX is just so confusing because this is the thing. You look at the markets, and if you expect the markets to like super pound down, the VIX should have been reloading. Instead, it just got cough. Gold, bought this today, regretted it, but still, I don't know if I completely regret it because I've seen this before. You're at the choppy lows. Again, I'll stop out immediately if I need to. I'm not far off from it, not far at all. Does it fill the gap? Try to take some stabs at this today, layer it in. Again, have a lot of cash in the options account, stock account. When's the best time to buy gold? We talk about it. It's December. But what is likely here at this point if it holds? And now, again, you don't even have to be, pretend this wasn't gold. Pretend this was anything. Change the name. Maybe, everyone talks about down 7 months in a row. I mean, this area it's important. It's important. If it holds, great. If it doesn't, that's all I got to say. Silver, on a day like today, I don't know, again, if I'm biased or not, but I would think silver got absolutely blasted. Down 32 cents. Now, I know the candle's not pretty, but it doesn't really look that bad. We'll see. GDX, again, the miners, got to be careful. This is a big red candle, heavy volume. However, it's kind of obvious if you look at it. You're right on the precipice. I mean, could you say we broke the trend? Technically, yeah. Yeah. But you're at some resistance and support zones. We'll see how it plays out. This isn't, again, everybody's looking for the easy answer of obviousness. It's got to be this, got to be. I'm telling you, the trading's not like that. You're looking for certainty. buy a cat. And when I say buy a cat, they will certainly be in your lap or at home all the time. And you can just hang out and not take any risk. Don't leave your house. Buy a cat, stay home. Be weird cat lady. Stay home. GDXJ, same kind of thing here. I mean, this volume, it feels flushy. Like flush out. We'll see what happens. Because again, if the market does get smoked, miners, goodbye. And not like a goodbye, but goodbye. Like they'll get smoked too. AG, interesting action. It's been in a choppy, sloppy. I really don't have a play on it. AEM, down 340. Nice. Okay, down to the 50-day. I mean, I talked about this upper zone. If it holds, and this is a little game, again, I'm drawing all these trend lines just to try to see if there's a reason why we might be close. Yeah, I mean, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it, because if the market does not absolutely implode, this stuff is going to find buyers. I'm just telling you right now. After hours, obviously, Qualcomm and Roku. Like, again, tech. I'm puking my mouth. Puked. Newmont, talked about this one being a dog. Look, is this making a new low? Yeah. It's close. Wow. Dog. Freaking Newmont. Always the problem. PAAS. Chilling. Nothing really to say. Let's get into tech. A&D. Earnings. Popped. Flopped. Talked about it. Probably filled the gap at some point. Down $1 today at the major support. More information. You can't really make a decision. Choose how you want to trade it. NVIDIA. I mean, again, semis a little tough. I mean, this is a big zone here. I mean, it could have consolidated in here. I mean, you would think it broke the 50-day. I mean, it's down $3 today. I mean, sometimes there's a reason why you zoom out and you look at things like VIX didn't really confirm a monster blowout. Because not everything was getting crushed. The SMH down 5 points. Considering the Qs were down 9, this seems pretty low. At the 20-day, at the point of control, like you can see there's some support here. You need more information. Adobe, down $14. Can't go to the 50-day, back to the 20-day. I'd be watching it. You can see there's this little gap here from the past. Apple, bless you, my child, for not buying it. Talking to myself. Back at the 20-day. I'd be watching the 145 zone. Now, China, Russia, yeah, again, news. I don't know. This one's hard. Apple's hard. I mean, they're selling a lot of phones, but then again, the momentum is being lost. Amazon. Thank God I mean, again, everyone's like, I want to buy these dips. I'm like, I don't want to buy these dips. Upper left, lower right stuff, I don't want it. Don't want it. It said you had to hold in 100. Well, you did. Now you're back at 92. So you could have flipped short. CRM down a whopping 9 points today. Wow. All right, getting close to filling the gap. I mean, tech is going to be a choppy, sloppy mess. Do you guys not remember May, June, July? Here you go. The redux. This is the remix. Choppy, sloppy. Yeah, that's my DJ voice. Google. I like Google's potential long-term because I think there's going to be a lot of these social media platforms that are going to be dog crap. Going to have no relevance. Google will, because Google's a search engine. Remember that. Google will be around. However, you tried to play the pop, and you got beat over the head on the flop. I mean, and why would you even be in these names? It's so risky. Meta. We told y'all once it broke 155, it was like this level was so supportive. And then literally it just died. And now people are like, well, should I buy it now? I mean, here is the thing about stocks when they lose momentum, upper left, lower right. And never forget this, please. Do you not think everybody who bought it before today is looking for a pop to sell into? That's where this sucks. That's why you either need the long-term, like, sideways chop out, but don't believe in the big up rally. I mean, I say this all the time, and I swear to God nobody listens. But, I'm not surprised. Microsoft, channel low, you better hold, you dirty dog. That's all I really got to say. NDAQ, thanks, Drew, for alerting me about 62s, and I missed it. If you shorted it, I love you. Tell me how great you are. You're the best. You're the better trader than me. MicroStrategy, wild day. I remember seeing this like up in the upper 270s. What was the high of the day? 278, yeah. And then it flopped to 248. I mean, again, it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look great. Again, it's following the market. Netflix, glad we sold on the pop. Now pulling back. Yeah, what do you think? I mean, you got a trend line, the 20-day, 200-day. Watch. I mean, I think you can buy Netflix on that dip. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but if it's been leading up and it pulls back, it's probably going to find buyers. Roblox. Telling you, I think it gets bought out at some point. This pullback is on light volume. Same thing, 200-day, 20-day cross. Let's rally through the heck. Tesla. Pops, pulls back. Tech. That's what you get. I mean, it's hard. It's hard because you have to remember, there's so many people who are like, oh, I bought it at 400, 300. I love this company. Anytime the market drops, it just seems to be like people are like, oh, man, this thing sucks, and they're just giving up. Remember, I'm going to whisper this. Here's the secret. When money comes out of tech, it will find a home at some point. Money is not destroyed. Remember, this is a zero-sum game. If you're winning, someone's losing, and vice versa. Somebody's winning on all these profits that have been taken, and at some point, they're going to put them to work. And I promise you, they ain't buying tech back. Let's get into what they probably will buy. Commodities. Big choppy range. 20-day break-in. Not ideal. Not ideal. Oh, God, that is the worst trend line I've ever tried to draw. Tell me how bad my drawing is without telling me. Still yeah, this one's tough. I don't own X. I'd leave it alone. But Nucor. This one gets interesting. 200-day. 20-day cross. Again, stronger stock. You know, I like. You know, get the Borat voice. I like it a lot. Borat. Very nice. Looks all right. VALE, man, so much going on in Brazil. I mean, there's literally, that's millions of people are pissed about the election. I would be too, because I'm not sure who ran their, I can't say this. I'll get booted off of Google. Let's just say their election has questionable outcome potential because of everything going on. Good luck, Dominion. Hopefully, good luck. It's, whoever wins takes dominion over the country. The left or the right. You know what I mean? Again, trying to mumble my words. Oh, I can't just pick them right. Oh, my bad. I like that there's a spinoff. Y'all know what I'm saying. This gap fill. People say, oh, it's got a lid on it. I mean, market, this one's got geopolitical risk. I just kind of let it run. Arrow. I mean, I guess they had earnings. Look at that. Right back at the channel lows. Congrats if you sold. Today's action, not bullish, but we have seen multi-day just go right back. We'll see. CCJ. 23 gets interesting. I personally believe this will be a teenage stock at some point when they throw the baby out with the bathwater. But guess what? As of right now, here's your next point of control. Just call it that. Talked about UAN yesterday. Popped. Came right back to the trend. God, come on, zoom in, homie. They're all going to laugh at you. No! Fatty McGee, You can throw that one in there too. CF. After hours down. If you got any, talked about you could buy it like 98. You're welcome. We'll see what happens. If you have not seen, they're buying back their stock. They're projecting strength into the future. They're saying the super cycle is exactly what we think it's going to be years before there's a balance in the force and a balance in the market. The balance in the force. Lord Vader. Lord Vader commands you to watch this sector for the next 3 to 5 years. Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing. It's upper left, lower left, upper right. I mean, this stuff has got potential. Now, again, if the market flushes, you set your stops, goodbye. But now at 98, again, we told you to take profits. Told you to take profits multiple times up here. Going into earnings, you never know. Now it drops to 98. Hallelujah. It's a gift. It's an absolute gift. Right? Don't make me get Lord Vader out, because he will take, what do they call those things? what's their little lightsaber? He will lightsaber your ass. I'd watch this area. Now again, could you get to the 200 day? Even better, because 200 day has been super friendly. Please be aware. Mosaic down. I mean, everything got flushed today. It doesn't look that bad. Sitting here at the 120 day cross. They got earnings next week. NTR came out, missed by a mile. Again, I think they had a one-time write-off. Again, it's crazy. CF's earnings up 70% year over year. Name a company that has 70% year over year growth. These guys had 36 and missed by $1.47. They guided full year 22 below consensus. Well, good. Get it out of the way. Right? Get it out of the way. I mean, if there's going to be a struggle with bottlenecks because of transportation, fine. They'll make it's just give them supply to sell later. Still a shortage in the market. I personally think we talked about you could buy it at 78 after hours. Where is it at now? 79.20. Watch. I mean, just watch the lows. Watch the lows, young Skywalker. If you do not watch the lows. You know, what's another Star Wars voice I can do? Oh, you want me to do Yoda? Buy this, you must. Yeah. Yeah, he talks all funny. Yoda's got a hard voice to mimic. You have to, like, talk in questions. I would, yeah. Yes. Yes. 78. Interesting. Yeah, I'd be watching that. Let's see if I can work on that one. That one's pain to be able to do on the Aaron killing me today. 39.38. Buying said, all right, leave it alone. The big dogs should be out to defending it. We'll see what happens. If you saw the after hours action, what the? Somebody is playing games because somebody put in. Look at this. Here's the hourly after. Check this out. Like, usually after hours, you don't get a ton of volume. Oh, it's on. Yeah, sorry. Let me get the 10-minute. Look at this. Look at this action. I'm sitting here. I usually don't pay attention to it. Look at this candle here. Somebody fat fingered this, or somebody was like, give me as much as this as they can take. Interesting. We'll see if that follows through tomorrow. Just take note of that. Put that in your journal and be like, that happened at the end of the day. If I see that again, typically that action is somebody buying the stock, right? Taking it off of somebody. Interessante. That's all you can really say. XBI, I was feeling pretty good about this at 85. Now you're back down at the range lows, like near term. If you bought down here, you know what you got to do. Keep it simple. XLF, we talked about this. It's hard to see a bear market when the XLF is holding up. Long wick, pulling back. Just red alert. Again, you need more confirmation, and people are like, oh, no, that's the top. What have I told y'all? Most tops aren't V's. They're choppy. Now, you could argue this is like an outside reversal, and I'm not going to argue that. I just figure you'd have more volume. We'll see. Again, there's a lot of evidence that says you might need to take a bow out of the market. It's bullish. But also a lot that I'm telling you doesn't look that bad. Morgan Stanley, again, made a new high. I know, long wick, maybe 200-day. Doesn't look bad. Now, you would think JP Morgan bounced 7 points today. No. It's not. Solar, again, first solar, you think this would be down 15 points today. No, it made a new high and just closed green. ENPH, a little looser. Talked about, okay, made a high, pulled back. Now you're at the 10-day. Now you're right back at the gap. Right back at the gap, Sedge. Not surprised. Trying to fill the gap. This is a junkier one. Tanning. Here you go. I mean, you got to hold this 70 area, 20-day. It doesn't look terrible. That's all I can say. At this point, let's get into oil and be done with it. Is the market rolling over with oil going higher? No. I talked about safety, maybe not sexy. Talked about buying it here. Talked about buying it, what is it? Like it's 68, 69, 70. All in this little area. Here you go. Get over the 100, 200-day. You want to make the feds really capitulate? This has got to go higher. Nat Gas said I liked it. I like it. It doesn't look that bad. Now, again, if you can't handle chop, yes, and every candle tick that doesn't go in your favor messes with your blood pressure, I get it. To me, it doesn't look that bad. XOP down $4. It's need more information. Choppy, toppy. I mean, you really can't get bearish till it breaks the 20-day in this range low. That's all I got on that. ExxonMobil down 230. Not seeing a lot of like capitulation action. We'll see. Again, it's been leading higher. It basing at the highs wouldn't be that bad. Occidental. Talked about Mr. Buffett. You're into his like probably covered call zone maybe. Still, it just, I don't know why. It might get up to 80. Feels like it. EQT. What? This is only down 28 cents today? Man, you would think, again, natural gas. There's a lot of mixed signals. If you want to short and you're shorting, congratulations. I'm not going to tell you shouldn't. I mean, today's action looks bearish as crap. But I do know a few things about the markets. And that's the one thing about the Thursday after OPEX is that, especially you got new money coming in first of the month, man. This is going to be a tough one. And the hardest thing here, I always remind people, is like the market gives to take away sometimes. Like it leads people into traps. It leads the market into particular situations to do the opposite. And when I say that, and what I mean is that if everybody's bearish, bring the market down, then it goes higher. When everyone's bullish, remember, you pull the market up higher, gets everyone even more excited, then they pull the rug out. We'll see what happens. If you have questions, please reach out. Please do your work. Do some work. Again, you don't want to rely on me or anyone for this stuff. You want to be your own person making your own decisions, and that's the goal here. I appreciate the love, support, donations, because I know people understand. Like you're getting a discounted tuition. Don't be like me and others who have 6-figure, 7-figure tuition bills. You don't have to do that. I promise. You literally don't. If you learn slowly, you take your time, you study the videos, you do your own homework, you try to practice what's going on, you have a journal, you get better at predicting the action. Because the only way you're going to do that is with experience, I promise. All right, got to run. Talk to y'all later.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.